Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Darling Stadium tonight, where the Bethel Bruins will be playing host to the Kecoughtan Warriors. Hello, everybody. Mike Hauser along with Bob Killen, our Bob Hintz, and Brent Musgrove, as we are set to play here at Darling Stadium on a crisp Friday evening in the fall. Kecoughtan Warriors, fighting for a playoff berth, will be playing tonight to try to attempt to extend their second place division. So what we'll do now is we'll send it down to the field where Bob now has the Bethel Bruins head coach, Tracy Parker.
All right, we've got Coach Tracy Parker with the Bruins here tonight. Tracy, you've had an up and down year. Last week you had a game. You said we did everything right. We had a good game. We got to the end of the game, and we did well.
Exactly. You know, we just have to be more consistent in our play, and that will give us opportunity to have more wins.
Now, consistency is going to come from repetition. How's the players as far as injuries and that sort of thing?
Well, you know, at this point in the season, just like everyone else, we're a little banged up, but I believe we've got enough of a nucleus of kids that we can continue to play at a consistent level.
And mental mistakes have hurt you this year, not just, throwing the wrong penalty at the wrong time, but just mentally the kids have not done what you wanted them to do, but they're getting better, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. We're definitely getting better. They've shown a lot of mental improvement throughout the season, and we're looking forward to finishing up on a good note.
Now, when you play Kecoughtan, you got three different offenses they run. They run the shotgun, they run a quarterback under center, then they'll come out with a single wing. What do you do different to prepare for something like that?
Well, you know, you try your best in practice to simulate what they do and how they do it. It's difficult with three offenses. So, you know, we've prepared, and we're hoping to have a good outing.
Well, you do a good job over to Tracy, and want to wish you good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Good enough. All right, let's go up to Mike.
All right, that was Tracy Parker of the Bethel Bruins. The Kecoughtan Warriors tonight will be playing for an attempt to make the playoffs at the end of the season. Right now, they are seeded number 4 in the region Division 5 with a 22.6 power rating, along with the Hampton Crabbers and the Phoebus Phantoms that are leading the way. Their battle now is whether or not they can get knocked out by one of the Eastern District teams, and they have a tough road to go over there, and that's the Indian River Braves. We'll send it down to the field now where Bob has the Kecoughtan coach, Coach Tommy Austin.
Okay, we got Tommy Austin here. Tommy, with the Kecoughtan Warriors, you guys got a chance to get to playoffs, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about your injuries. Man, you guys have had some injuries this year.
Yeah, we've really had a struggle. This has probably been the worst year in all my years of coaching with and not major injuries, just injuries where they're going to miss a game or miss 2 games, or they can't practice, and then you got to decide whether to let them play without, too much practice. And it's been a real struggle, but we've had some young guys that have stepped up and filled those spots, and we hope to keep struggling along with it.
Well, it's always good to have a youngster step up, because that's going to give him some experience. But I know that you and I had talked. Your center, 2 guards, and 2 tackles have not been the same for any game, and maybe tonight will be.
Tonight is the first time we've started the same 5 guys up front 2 weeks in a row. So, with injuries and things that have happened, and but they've done a nice job. Like I say, the sophomores have really stepped up and done a great job. And we know we got a ways to go to be considered to be a great front, but they've gotten better every week, and that's all I can ask.
Yeah, you can't ask any more than that. And I think one of your ball players has got the high ankle sprain, and of course I'm talking about McBride. Keith is a very integral part of both offense and defense for you, so you kind of miss him when he's not there.
Yeah, we miss him a lot. I mean, he got hurt in the Gloucester game, and Earl People stepped in on the defensive side and made a couple of nice plays, actually had an interception, and he's, played real well in Keith's absence. But we miss Keith not only for his physical ability, but, he's a leader out there, and, he plays hard, and we've got about 7 seniors that are out there who really keep us going when things aren't going quite our way. And, he's a big part of that. We missed him a lot last week, and he's dressed tonight, so, don't be surprised if he's not out there at some point.
That's what I like about these kids.
He plays with a lot of heart. When it gets down to just playing on guts, he can do it. So
okay, well, that's good to hear. The one other thing I want to talk to you about, of course, is you almost have to look like at the rest of the season as playoff. because you really cannot afford to lose another game and still make the playoffs. A lot of people say, well, Kecoughtan, how are they going to make the playoffs? Well, you look at the power ratings, you're number 4 in the power ratings. And so you got a chance. So you've got to basically you control your own destiny.
Right, and that's what we've been telling. The kids have asked questions about it, and they read the papers too. And we just told them we got to go out there one game at a time, because nobody's going to jump up and say, "Oh, we're beat" when we get off the bus. I think our opponents respect us, but we respect them too, and we're not going to say, okay, we're in. We'll just walk through these next 3 games because we're not that good that we can do that. And those guys aren't. They want to play too.
Sure they do.
And they all 3 of them are in the role of spoiler right now. That if they can beat us, But we told the kids before we came on the field tonight that we just got to do our job. And then whatever happens on the other side of the water, whatever happens next week, we can't worry about that. We just got to come out here tonight, try to play well against a good Bethel team. I know, their record doesn't indicate it, but, they've got a lot of good players over there, and they're young too up front. So, we respect their ability, and we're certainly not going to try to look past them the next week or the next 2 weeks or anything like that. We just got to play ball for 3 weeks and hope it works out in our favor.
Well, you're doing a good job over there.
Thank you. I appreciate
and I'm glad you're feeling better. I don't know if the people knew you had a little bit of a scare anyway, if nothing, just maybe a little stress.
There you go.
A little heartburn. Who knows, right?
Well, I'm worried about Bethel. Tracy says I don't need to, but I worry about everybody.
I understand, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Okay, we're going up to Mike, and they have tonight's corporate sponsors.
Thank you, Bob. Tonight's game is brought to you by Zoom's Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, where great subs, salads, and wraps. Tanya's Super Pet Center, where pets are not just animals, at 49 West Mercury Boulevard. And in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell your home or property. Call 881-2004. And along with Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, where Nancy Staten is the manager. Well, tonight's game has some meaning to it. We have to hope that the Kecoughtan Warriors understand, and I'm sure that they do. They understand that tonight's game is very important to them, along with the rest of the games that they have during the season, because they have an opportunity to go to play in the playoffs this year.
Well, the team that's got to stumble is Indian River, because Lake Taylor's going to get in because they're going to win their district. But Indian River, the team that Hampton beat in the first game of the season, they have to play Western Branch tonight, and then in 2 weeks they play Oscar Smith, which are both tough games. If they go through and win out, then that'll take Kecoughtan out of it. They'll be out of it. So Kecoughtan's number one, Kecoughtan's got to do is they've got to win their remaining 3 games, and then hope that Indian River will stub their toe or do something.
Well, I feel that Indian River will, based upon the fact that Oscar Smith, their opponent last game of the year, right now is undefeated and ranked number 5 in the state. So they have a tough road to go over there in order for them to be able to make the playoffs.
Well, and Tracy understands that, but he also understands that we got to do what we got to do and don't depend on anybody else. Don't come into a game and hope that they do something that puts us in there. We want to earn our way in. We will pick a player of the game for both of these teams tonight, Mike, and that team will receive, or that player will receive a shirt. It comes from the Tidewater Team Sports. They're located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidering, uniforms, and apparel. You give them a call at 594-0411. Talk to either David Chubb or Terry McNamara. Also, before we have the officials out in the middle of the field with the captains, a couple of things I wanted to bring up that we had some last week. We had a couple of calls that we were kind of concerned about because we didn't know for sure, and one of them was illegal substitution when you have 12 men in the huddle, and as you break, one of them goes to the sideline. As long as there's no intent to deceive, that is not a penalty. Another time when a player is running off the field and he's still on the field when the ball is snapped, if he is beyond the wide official, then he is considered off the field. It is not 12 men on the line of scrimmage. Again, the intent not to deceive. The kid was trying to get off. He got past the official. The official's main concern is what's going on the field, not whether this kid got off the field in time to beat the snap or not. So those are a couple things I thought we'd bring up, and I want to thank Mick McCullough for giving me that information, because I wasn't quite sure, and really for you and I, it helped us out. Now you got some standing.
We had some concerns about a couple of the call or no calls that happened last week, and
which were
good to get the actual explanation.
They were good no calls
from the referee's mouth, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, their standings so far on the season, the Phoebus Phantoms, after their win last week against the Crabbers, are 7-0 overall, 6-0 in the conference. And Hampton, after last night's victory over Heritage 28-0, are now sitting at 6-1 in the district and 7-1 in the overall standings. They currently, the Crabbers themselves currently are number 2 in the district, but they lead in the power points in the Division 5. Kecoughtan 4-2 in the district, 5-2, has to win out in order for them to have a chance to make the playoffs. One more loss would eliminate their possibilities. The Bethel Bruins, on the other hand, 2-4, like you were talking in the pregame with Coach Parker, that they all cold and hot, and they're a little bit off and on, and just inconsistency has hurt the Bruins so far. They are 2-4 in the season, and they are 3-4 overall. So they're looking to come back to 500 here after. That's what he wants to do. He wants to end the season on a positive note. But the only way the Bethel Bruin is going to get to to ensure themselves a berth in the Division 6 playoffs is basically they have to win the district, and that's not going to happen this year. And it's really tough on them because they don't play enough Division 6 teams to get those extra points as we go to the field. Now we need to make sure that the fans know that the referee is not Mike tonight. We'll see if we can catch him on the shotgun mic out there. Let's listen in.
Ladies and gentlemen, out on the field for the coin toss for the Bethel Bruins, number 3, Darius Mullen,
clean,
number 7, Jeffrey Fulgham,
right,
number 44,
that's
Tyler
heads.
Blow, and number 58, Derek Moore.
Flip it,
For your Kecoughtan Warriors, number 2, Terrence Dorsey, number 6, Deron Mayo, number 31, Chad Hooker, and number 71, Jonathan Ash.
Okay, you want the ball. Which goal do you want? You want to defend that one and kick this way. Okay, turn around. You didn't want the ball, correct?
All right, the Bethel Bruins won the toss but deferred to the second half, and they will be kicking and defending from the west goal line. The Kecoughtan Warriors will have the ball first to start the first half.
And I do want to thank our sponsors, and we'll get to those in just a minute. But first, I want to make a point that I talked to Tracy, and there's a go ahead with the officials, and you'll notice we have one young lady out there tonight.
Mary Turlington is the referee. The umpire, Will Gibbs. The linesman is Sergio Jimenez, and the line judge is Laura Heisen. The side judge is Tony Brown. The field judge is Mac McGahee, and our clock operator up here, Mr. Tim Ewing.
Tim Ewing, who is son of J.R. J.R., yeah, I think he owns part. The ranch down in Texas. He's got one cow. I think he's got one cow.
If I owned that ranch in Texas, brother, I wouldn't be sitting here.
He's got one cow, and Scotty got half of that cow today.
Oh, my.
So Tim really now all he has is half a cow. And we get ready for the kickoff here. Will the Bruins be taking the ball, kicking it to the south end? Let's see what happens.
Isaiah Shepard, number 1 for the Warriors, is deep.
And he's been their guy all year long.
Kicking for the Bethel Bruins is number 88. That's Drew Paxton.
And there we go.
Kick and taken out about the 16.
Looks like he just crossed the 35-yard line, and we'll show you the Kecoughtan Warriors on offense. And there you see him. We got Terrence Dorsey as quarterback. Earl Peoples is the flanker. We've got Shepard, Mayo, and Wampler and McBride, Travis McBride in there. On the line, we have Keith Barber, Thomas and Ruffin, Ash, and Leofow, who is starting tonight instead of Chris Calkin, who has got a high ankle sprain.
That's Dorsey, the starting quarterback under center. Pitches back to number 1, Shepard, as he gets outside the 35 to about the 37 or 38-yard line, and will show the Bethel defense.
Here we're coming up with the defense for the Bruins. There you go.
See, that's Blow and Trent Blow and Justin Blow, your outside linebackers, along with Robert Preston, Eric King, Tyler Blow, and Barry Moore.
Justin
Bolden, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's Colbert, Fulgham, Jones, and Jackson are your defensive backs.
Oh,
and
we got
looks like the Bethel Bruins may have jumped a bit early on that one.
Yeah, I think they were anticipating the center snap that time. Zooms, we're proud to have Zooms, and David Allen is one of our sponsors again this year. Zoom supports the student athletes in the Hampton City schools. We welcome a new corporate sponsor, Tanya Super Pet Center, located at Langer Square Shopping Center. That's 49 West Mercury Boulevard. That's Tanya Super Pet Center. And I'll talk about Subway in just a minute.
Dorsey did a good job because he had 2/3 of that line on the defense on the offside on that play.
Yeah.
Shepard on the carry, first down out to midfield.
He's a tough little runner to bring down. Now, Subway is located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. You can order the box lunch or the party platter special. Watch the replay. It's locally owned by Heath Patel, and Heath tells me that if you take your ticket stub from tonight's game, go there, you get 10% off of whatever you buy. Good deal. Go see him at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue and see Heath Patel.
First and 10 for the Warriors at their midfield.
Well, Bethel has got 8 players up in the box.
When he got away from the blitz.
And he ran into his own player.
And he still ends up picking up 5 yards on the play. Shepard carries the ball out to the Bruin 45, and he was definitely hemmed in the backfield.
There's no way he was going to get out. Bethel Bruins are coached by head coach Tracy Parker, assisted by Al Muhammad, Larry Estep, Wayne Jones, Dan Richards, Matthew Winder, a good old buddy of mine from Bethel when I was over there, Darrell Walker, J.C. Clements, Arthur Savage, and Gus Coleman.
As the Warriors set up in the eye, they have wideouts to both sides. Again, Shepard up the middle for about 3 yards on the play. That's going to be about 2 yards shy of a first down. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Warriors.
The Warriors are coached by, as we watch the replay, Tommy Austin is the head coach, assisted by John Green, Al Morrow, Jamie Preston, Jeff Richardson, Gil Rivera, Corey Thomas, and Dan Thompson. Big Dan.
One of the things the Warriors have been noted for recently is running their wing, and it looks like they're running standard formations tonight. And there's a handoff to Shepard. He's hit at the line. And
he got
across the 40
that
on
was
second and third effort there.
That was third effort because he turned on his second effort, didn't get it, and then again he turned to watch this. He gets hit right there, turns, sprint, and then sprints again, so that's third effort. Excellent job by Mr. Shepard.
All sitting right on the 40-yard line of the Bruins. First attempt for the Warriors with 9:10 to go in the first period. Opening drive of the game. Travis McBride is to the near side. And here goes Shepard again. Got in the backfield.
Number 10 got a hand on his foot.
Justin Bolden, the 5'10 junior.
195-pounder got one hand on it. Watch this. You can see he gets his hand and he get away, and then he just trips.
Like his right hand got him around the waist and slid down and just got enough of his foot to knock him down.
Lost a little yardage.
Lost almost 2. This would be 2nd down and just shy of 12. At the 40, inside the 42-yard line. Looks like Bethel was offside, lined up there. Shepard again on the carry and is again tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
That was number 44 that time, Tyler Blow. And what happened that time is when Shepard went over to the right side, he ran into his own players. Blow plays one of those outside linebackers. You see right there, he runs into his own players, and his players got to fire off that line of scrimmage and give him some running room. You give him some running room, and he'll do a good job for you.
Third down and 13 now for the Warriors, all resting at the Bethel 43.
This is a big third down play, and it's a busted play. Whoa! I think he was going to get out of it, but he didn't make it.
Shepard is tackled.
Dorsey, he just faked the
45.
ball, and I think his intent was to pass it, but
Ran into his own player there in the backfield. Look, they kind of got a little bit mixed up there. He gets back and still loses about 2 yards on the play, so that's fourth down and 15. This is Alejandro now into punt for the Warriors. Gets down inside to 10, down to a 9, where Ryan Suedo of the Warriors downs the ball. So the Bethel Bruins will take over 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line.
give you the offense for the Bruins in just a second. There you go.
That is Darius Mullen, the senior quarterback, Anshone Jarvis, Josh Jones, William Weaver, Jeff Fulgham is their fullback, tailback, and Barry Moore is the fullback. Your linemen are Douglas, Morgan, Streeter, Moore, and Pereira. So 1st and 10 for the Bethel Bruins. Up the middle. That's Barry Moore up the middle, up to outside of the 10, close to the 12-yard line, gain of almost 3 on the play.
Watch the replay. Just going off the left side, runs right into a linebacker. There we go. In their 5-man front.
Mullen hands off to the tailback.
He wrapped up
Into Barry Moore as he wrapped up what about the line of scrimmage?
Here's the defense we've got. We've got Hooker, Mayo, both Mayos, Derek and Duran, Terrence Dorsey, Matt Goulart, and Peoples in there for Keith McBride. On the front, we got Ash Wampler, Mathis Thomas, and Pittman at the nose guard.
3rd down and 7 now for the Bruins at their own 12-yard line.
Big play.
Mullins to throw. Completed outside. That was a really nice play out to the 20-yard line. It's completed to number 7. That was Jeffrey Fulgham. They've moved him out to a wing as he picks up a nice play, and he's outside past the yardstick, so that should be good for a first down, and it is. So the Bruins have their first down of the game at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10, 5 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the first period of play. No score. Brandon Campbell is to wide out to the near side of the field as Mullen pitches the ball back to Moore, gets outside of the 25 and outside of the 30 as he goes out of bounds. Like a gain of 13 on the play for the Bruins, and that's a 1st and 10 outside the 40, outside the 30 to the 33-yard line. Nice pitch back. It was almost behind him. Good play by Moore to handle that ball. 1st and 10 now for the Bruins. And then Campbell is the wide receiver to the near side. Handoff goes to the tailback as he gets to the 35-yard line.
Watch the replay at ground level. You see Fulgham get the ball and is met right with the front of that Kecoughtan Warrior line.
Gain of about 3 on the play. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 7 for the Bruins.
Channel 10 Fox. ROTC. Great Navy day.
Pulling his quarterback back on his own 30 in the shotgun. Alongside of him is Moore. Drops back to pass and passes the ball outside to number 15. That's Porter Perry.
Wrapped up by Matt Goulart.
As he gets good enough yards for the first down as he's down near the Bethel 45-yard line, and that's a 1st and 10 for the Bruins.
He had a lot of time to pass that time, not much pressure. The Bruins going to have to put more, or the Warriors going to have to put more pressure on him.
Number 15 for the Bruins, that's Sean Porter Perry. Mullen on a keeper as he gets about 3 yards out to the just outside of their own 48-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about a little more than 3 yards. 2nd down and 7. Ball sitting just shy of the 49-yard line. Here's the clock, 3:30 almost. No score in the first quarter of play. This is Bethel's initial drive of the game. They have 4 wideouts, 3 of them out to the top of the screen. Again, Mullen on a keeper. They spreading out the offense or the defense to try to open up the lanes. Mullins takes the ball inside of the Warrior territory down to about the 48. That'll be a 3rd down and 3 for the Bruins.
Mullen moves it across the 50 into Warrior territory.
Yeah, it's hard getting a word in here.
3rd and 3 from the Warrior 48-yard line.
Back. Pass out to Fulgham is complete as he's still in. He looks like he's going to be called out of bounds right at the Warrior 35-yard. That's going to be a gain of about 13 and a 1st down for the Bruins.
That was a nice swing pass that time, a nice touch on the pass by Mullins. Watch the replay, and you see a nice touch on it. He does a good job of laying the ball out there and letting Fulgham run right underneath it and then make his cut up. Good job. Avoided that tackle.
Nice replay there. Showed him stepping out of bounds. 10 for the Bruins at the Warrior 5. 2:20 to go in the first period. Hands off to Moore up the middle. He's open. And he's down inside the 25.
Moore got a great block on that left side of that offensive line and just went right through. Nobody had a chance at him until he got to where the linebackers were. Nice block. Watch the replay. Nice block right there. Kick out block. Gave him that nice lane.
And we have a timeout.
Timeout.
Called by the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Talk a little bit about a crew. Cameras, we got Nathaniel Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron ESPN Payton, Steve Fryer, Mike Nowinski. On graphics and animation, Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay, Andre Mattingly. Camera controls, Sarah Myers. Production assistant, Renee Camden. Audio and chief engineer, Don Scharouse. Director producer, Scotty Beam Me Up Bowers. Bethel's making a nice run here. They start at the 10-yard line and have just moved that ball right down the field. Kecoughtan's going to have to do something. to stop that offensive surge. They're right now controlling the line of scrimmage. Let's see what there's a good shot of Roy, Tommy Austin's dad. Those of you who didn't know, Tommy had a little scare this week. I went over to see him. He had some chest pains, but no problem, it seems.
We'll have to listen when the band plays.
Pass that was intended for Brandon Campbell all across the middle, just outside of his fingertips. So far in the first drive for the Bruins, Moore has 4 rushes and 28 yards so far.
That was a pass that could have been completed. He wide open was Campbell, and that's a young man that the coaches are pretty high on. He's got some good hands, and he normally get the ball that close to him, he's going to catch it.
2nd 10 at the 23-yard line of Kecoughtan. Mullen on a keeper right up the middle.
That was nothing fancy. Just a quarterback keeper right up the middle, picked up a couple yards.
Just shy of the 20. A 3rd down and a long 7 for the Bruins.
Jonathan Ash making the stop. Jonathan Ash plays one of those tackles. They play a nose guard tackle, and then they got 4 linebackers, so they use an odd man front, they being the Warriors.
Hey,
Wow.
Mullen fumbled the ball.
I tell you, that just didn't look good from the get-go.
He took the snap and dropped back like he was going to throw. It took a step back and just dropped the ball.
Let's watch that and see if he did fumble the ball. Oh, he was a fake. It was a fake handoff.
He handed the ball off to Moore, and Moore dropped the ball at the handoff. So the ball lands down at the 25-yard line.
That brings up 4th down. So now we have the Bruins are getting a timeout, right?
Yep, that leaves 2 timeouts for each team here in the first half. 4th down and 12 with the ball resting at the 25.
Well, let the fans know that we will not have a game next week, but the week after we will finish up the regular season with the Bethel Bruins playing host to Phoebus Phantoms will be the home team. They'll play host to the Bruins in 2 weeks. That's on the 11th of November. Get your partner and get your family. Come on out here and see this. Good games, good entertainment, very inexpensive. $5 tickets for adults. You can't beat that anywhere.
And then in 3 weeks, we start the 2nd season, so to speak.
2nd season. And all these teams want to get to the 2nd season.
4th down and 12 now for the Bruins.
Let's see what Tracy Parker and his brain trust over there has come up with. Number 11 going back off the field. I don't think he evidently wasn't supposed to be out there. That was Joshua
11.
Jones.
There's 11 on the field.
And so he shouldn't have been out there.
4 wideouts. Looks to his right, goes back to his left, and almost completed.
Oh, man. And that was intended for number 23 for the Bruins, and that 23 is I don't have a 23.
What? I have to find out who number 23 is.
Who is 23? He's a wideout. They probably changed a number about him somewhere along the line.
Might have been 83. William Weaver.
May have been who it was. I bet that's who it was.
So the Bruins turned the ball over on downs.
Well, I tell you, the Warriors have dodged a bullet because they let the Bruins move that ball all the way down the field and only to be stopped on downs.
So the Warriors take over 1st and 10 at their own 25. That's Shepard on a pitch out. He gets an inside move, and he's down the middle of the field.
And he may just outrun. Let's see how fast the Bruins are.
There was a nice little block there that might free it up. All the way
nice
down to the 1 yard line.
Oh, now where did that thing start? At the 25?
Started at the 25.
Wow.
All the way down to the Bethel.
We got a flag at the 32-yard line. They're going that flag, that block you said was good. I think they're going to call it.
Well, we'll be able to see it right here.
But it's at the point of the foul. So they'll still get the first down, but, that's a shame. That was a nice run by Shepard. Did a couple of good moves, and I thought a good block, but obviously you and I are not down there on the –
Oh, we're not on the field.
And I don't know
Tommy Austin is not a happy camper right now down there either. But they should have the ball down on the 32-yard line where the foul took place. Then they'll move it back
to the 42. Yeah, they won't get the ball at the 32, but it'll be 10 yards from the point of the infraction.
And the infraction took place right in front of the Kecoughtan bench. That was an excellent run by Shepard, taking the ball from the – looks like it was pitched to him at about the 20, and off he went.
There's a good shot of Dan Thompson. He's not a happy camper down there either. We got that on replay, Scotty. Watch this replay. Nice move to get through the line of scrimmage right here. That's not I don't know how that could be a block.
That's exactly where the flag was thrown.
Yeah, and that was his head was in front, so I don't know about that call.
First and 10 for the Warriors at the 42-yard line of Bethel.
Scotty's right. It was more of a bump than anything else. His number 22.
Off to number 22, who is Markel Wilkins, going to pick up about 4.
No, 22 is George, isn't it? Who do you have as 22? Yeah, it's George. You're looking wrong line up there.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? I'm sorry. It was. That was George.
George, just a junior, only 5'6". He's small like Shepard. Shepard's not big. They'd list him at 5'8", so this guy's even shorter than young Mr. Shepard.
There's the clock running out here in the first quarter of play as we're scoreless, and that will be the end of the first quarter. Bethel 0 and Kecoughtan 0.
And that was a nice first quarter. A lot of action. Both teams moving the ball pretty good, but sometimes you've got to not make those mistakes in the backfield that really hurt the Bruins when they had mishandles on it. In the second quarter, brought to you with our corporate sponsors, Zooms. They have the Citco Gas, Krispy Kreme Donuts, hot prepared food. Zooms is proud to present the Eagle Award, which recognizes the athletes who have excelled in academics. Zooms all over the peninsula. And by Tonya Super Pet Center, located at Langa Square Shopping Center. Cat and dog supplies by the thousands. Tonya's main feature is the pet knowledge of her staff. And the Subway, located 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Dine in, drive up, or order the box lunch or the party platter special. Subway, located 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, where the phone number is 722-9513. Go see Keith Patel. Show him your stub from tonight's game and get 10% off your order.
All right, Isaiah Shepard, 7 carries, 44 yards on the night. That happened to be a 34-yard run, even with the penalty on that play.
I tell you, they got number 22 is back in the backfield again for the Warriors, and that's George. And maybe it's because Shepard's having trouble getting his breath. I don't know.
He ran that ball a long ways. I'll tell you, he's sitting down here on the sideline.
And we got, as again, the Bruins jumped offside. It must be the hard count that Dorsey is using there, because that's the second infraction where the defense gets into the neutral zone tonight.
5-yard penalty on the Bruins. That takes the ball down to the 33-yard line, so that's going to make it a 2nd down and 1.
Well, that's a whole lot better than 2nd and, what was it, 6 or 7? Oh, it's a long one.
Handoff is to George. He's hitting the backfield and pulled down.
Big number 44 for the Bruins. That's Tyler Blow. Tyler Blow doing a good job for the Bruins, and that's not the first time we've mentioned his name tonight.
He's going to lose about 4 on the play.
As you watch the replay.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Warriors at the Bethel 37.
All right, there we go.
And off to Shepard, who's back in the game. Gets just inside of the 35 down to, well, they're going to look like they're going to mark it at the 35. He's going to only gain about 2 on the play.
Well, he's still got 2 to go, and it's too far for a field goal attempt, and I don't know that they may not just go for it because if you punt the ball and it gets in the end zone, you're going to pick up about 15 yards?
So it's going to be a 4th down and about 3 now for the Warriors. Ball resting at the Bethel 35-yard line.
Well, and this is not a bad decision. I think this is a good decision.
And off is to Shepard, who gets close to the first down. It's going to depend on the mark here.
And it's the spot. If he gets a good spot, and it looks like he's going to, it's going to be a first down.
Like he might have the first down by maybe the length of the ball?
Well, it's going to be close. It's one of these, what John Madden said, left foot, right foot. If you put it on the right foot, he's got it. If you put it on the left foot, he doesn't. So we're going to
for the
have
Warriors limping off the field down here.
Which Mayo is that?
Number 6, that's Duran.
Duran Mayo.
So he's going to the bench now as somebody's going to have to look at his foot, it looks like. Here's the measurement.
Duran plays that fullback, number 6. We'll see who
he
comes
may
in.
be short. Let's see how they mark it. He is short by inches.
I told you, left foot, right foot. He put it down with his left foot. I thought he had it. I really did.
I did, too. I thought he had it, too. I thought he had it by the length of the ball because I thought originally he was marking it on the other side of that hash mark. Either way, the Bruins now will be taking over as the Warriors turn it over on downs.
That's both teams have turned the ball over on downs.
Bruins take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
When I'm watching the Bruins play and the quarterback goes back in that shotgun formation, Darius Mullins has just got a nice touch to the ball, and he's got open receivers. I look for maybe to pass a little bit more.
That's number 83, Weaver. Moving down the line, and Mullins he fumbles the ball. He tried, he did. He tried to pitch the ball, and there was nobody there to pitch it to.
And number 32 for the Warriors come up with the recovery, and I think that's Derek Mayo.
Watch him. Here's a replay. He did. He actually took his hand and went to pitch it to him. He's just a little short.
Ill-advised pitch.
Well, either way, it's a turnover on the Bruins, and the Warriors take over 1st and 10 at the Bethel 26-yard line.
And that was Derek Mayo, number 32, that it looked like came up with the fumble recovery.
First turnover of the night. See if the Warriors can take advantage of this.
Well, they definitely got better field position they were when they just turned the ball over and downs.
Oh, what a blitz. And he got out of it.
How in the world did he get out of that?
That number 44, that was Blow on the blitz right up the middle, and he just went right around him.
And Justin Bolden, number 10, finally makes the stop. But watch this replay, because right there, and he just ducked underneath him.
Timeout is called by the Warriors as he gets the ball down inside the 25 to about the 23.
And I think what we're seeing down there, if we had the camera on it, Tommy Austin is telling them, hey, somebody's got to pick up number 44. He's coming from that linebacker spot. No, I'm taking it back. He comes from the nose guard. That's the nose guard. Nobody blocked the nose guard on that last play. How can you not block a nose guard? Miscommunication.
You've got a center and 2 guards that are sitting there. You would think one of them would have.
Well, and if both of them are blocking somebody else and they forget to do it, the man comes through. Because I thought first, the way he came through there, that he was a blitzing linebacker, and he wasn't.
He sure got through there fast, didn't he?
He came much faster than what you normally see a nose guard
down
come
lineman.
through.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what
6.
the Warriors call. That's their second time out. Let's see what Tommy Austin and his brain trust come up with.
Dorsey escapes getting beheaded, so to speak, because that's what it looked like.
I think that the young man was going high.
He ducked right underneath of the arm, and he ends up picking up 4 on the play. He's being A long pass down to the corner of the end zone intended for number 81. Earl Peoples is overthrown.
Yeah, let me tell you, he has so much pressure on him. He's lucky he got it off at all, and he could not put any touch on the ball, could not step forward because he was getting a lot of pressure from the Bruins. Now I don't know what this Alejandro, how good a hand he's got, or foot he's got, but if they had to kick a field goal right now, it would probably be close to about a 40-yarder. And I don't know what kind of a leg he's got.
We're at third down, so it's 3rd and 6 now. Draw play up the middle and did not fool anybody as the Bruin linemen were standing there waiting.
Number 36 was waiting for him. That's Trenton Blow. Trenton was waiting for him. They were not fooled at all. He plays one of the outside linebackers. The Bruins have a little different lineup. They've got a nose guard and 2 ends, and then they have 2 outside linebacker and a middle linebacker, and then he calls number 1 and 2 as rovers. So they are going to go for the
40-yard.
goal.
It's going to be a 40-yard attempt out of the hold of Bethea, number 5. This is Alejandro, number 17, in to attempt a 40-yarder.
He just didn't get it up high enough.
He was low and a little wide to the left. So the Bethel Bruins will hold there, and they will take over 1st and 10.
Well, they didn't get hurt by the turnover. That sometimes, that's going to affect the outcome of the game is the turnovers, but they couldn't take advantage of it. And this is one thing that's hurt the Warriors all year long. Defensively, they've done real well. They just have not been able to put points on the board.
The Bruins take over 1st and 10 at their own 20, as they, in high school rules, they don't take the ball from the previous spot. They put it on the 20-yard line and start from there. Mullen is in the shotgun again. The Bruins have 3 wideouts, and that's Weaver in motion for the Bruins.
There's a nice draw right up the middle because nobody took the middle route. Everybody that was rushing the passer went outside, nobody up the middle. Mullins, great job, just tucked that ball underneath and went. Watch this, how it opens up in the middle.
He runs it for about 9 yards as he goes out of bounds at the Bruin 29-yard line.
And he did a good job stepping out of bounds rather than take a hit. These young men have been beat around. Both teams have been beat around all year. The Kecoughtan Warriors have they have not had full contact scrimmages just about all year.
2nd and 1 now at the 29 for the Bruins. Again, Mullins is in the shotgun. 3 wideouts.
He's getting something from the
I believe timeout is called. No.
That's a delay of game. I thought it was, but he's looking over to the sideline. He being Mullins looking for a call, I think, or something from the coaches, and he didn't get anything by the time he got ready to do something.
I'm sitting here looking at all the referees, and I never saw anybody throw a flag.
Well, I didn't either, but I don't know who keeps the clock on.
Normally, it's one of these back judge referees, and that's the one who normally, especially the ones that are looking at the clock. Either way, they lose 5 yards on the penalty. It's 2nd down and 6 now for the Bruins.
That's a big penalty because you got almost a sure 1st down.
Pass play out here to nice play to number 11. That's Joshua Jones.
What a nice touch! Whoa.
He gets all the way out to the 34.
Watch this.
Nice gain and a first down.
Right over the Warriors, right. The only guy could catch that ball. Put it right where he's the only one that could catch it.
Underthrown, it would have been intercepted. Overthrown, it would have been intercepted. He put it right where it had to be.
What do we got going on here now? We got a little conference call down there with the officials, and I'm not sure what's going on. But he's telling the Warriors to get away, so we're talking here.
The Bruins are coming up to the line to get ready to run the play, and all right, I guess nothing's going on. They just wanted to talk. I guess they were asking each other where they were going for dinner after the game.
I think somebody says, well, it's your turn to buy pizza, and I think they're trying to make Laura buy the pizza. So she's the new one on the crew.
First and 10 for the Bruins. Mullen drops back to pass again. Same play as the last one. This time it's out and completed to number 89, Drew Copley.
That's Copley. Watch this thing. This is just a nice touch he has on the ball. He get a little pressure, but he knows right where that receiver is supposed to be. And it looked like he's tackled right there by number 81, and that would be Peoples, the young man who is playing in place of Keith McBride.
Just outside of the 41. It's second down and 2 for the Bruins.
They're playing most of their plays are coming out of their shotgun formation.
Mullen again drops back to pass, and looks like we're going to have a defensive interference call.
Yeah, there was no doubt about that. The defender player hit the receiver. I thought he was going to go for the ball.
So did I, the way he took off running, but that's Jarvis was the intended receiver.
And you see make contact before the ball got there, and that's a no-no. We got 2 flags over there, and
one of them says, "Well, maybe he was going for the ball." The other one says, "Well, I think he interfered."
Well, if he's going for the ball, you wouldn't throw a flag.
Let's flip a coin, right?
But they are side by side right there on the Bethel Bruins sideline. So let's see what the call is. We'll just have to watch because we cannot hear. Mr. Turlington decided he didn't want to have the
2 penalties on the
whoa, roughing the passer.
The Warriors, as well as defensive pass interference against the
Wow.
Warriors.
So you got another flag clear back here. You got 2 over there.
We
one
had
back
3
here.
flags on the field.
Yeah.
2 over there. That was an interference play, and then you had one behind the line of scrimmage. That was a roughing the passer. Either way, they're going. It's going against Kecoughtan, and it's probably the 15-yard version and a first down, and that's what it is. As the ball is placed all the way down to Kecoughtan's 43-yard line.
What a that could end up being a big penalty against the Warriors.
The Bruins have a first and 10 at the 43.
But they're going to have to get some pressure on Mullins. They
blitzed
Wow.
on that play and ended up getting him for about a 1.5 yard loss as he's dropped back at the 45.
That's big number 6 for the Warriors, and that's Deron Mayo in to make the stop along with a couple other players.
And he is still limping a little bit out there. Watch number 6 when he walks.
Yeah, you can see these guys play hurt. And that's one thing that Coach Austin is so proud of these young men. They can have just little nagging injuries and get right back out there and play. But
second down and 12 now for the Bruins at the Warrior 45-yard line. We're down to 8 minutes to go now in the first half. No score.
This is something that the Warriors are going to have to do. They're going to have to get some pressure on Mullins.
And it's intercepted, and I believe that's Mora. Is that?
I'll give you his name. That was Deron Mayo making the interception.
He was standing.
He's still limping.
Yeah. So you got an injured player on the field, and he makes the play.
Well, let me tell you, this is the reason that ball was intercepted is because they put pressure on the quarterback Mullins. He just did not have a chance to step up and make a decent throw. Mayo right where he's supposed to be.
So the Warriors take over after the interception, and they will have first and 10.
That's their second turnover.
That's Bethel's second turnover. Ball sits at the 42-yard line of Kecoughtan. Shepard is in motion.
Oh! Well, there was a ball player running in that position.
I'm not saying it, but there is a flag thrown down over at the other side of the field.
A number 11, Joshua Jones, really put pressure on Dorsey.
If that's a hold against Kecoughtan at the flag, that is it's a chop block.
It's a chop block. That's bad.
If that's a spot foul, they're going to end up losing about 16 or 17 yards on the play. See where they mark it off from.
I think it's a spot foul.
They were the foul was called about 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, see, they're gonna what they doing? I couldn't understand that motion that the official
Like
did
they were
that time.
probably trying to say that it was an incomplete pass.
Oh,
And then they're going to mark off another 15 from that. Wow. So this is what you call definitely going in the wrong direction.
wow.
That's about 1st and 32.
Oh, what a
The ball
big
is set down after-
22-yard penalty.
Ball sitting at the Warrior 19-yard line. Back to pass. He's being rushed up the middle. I don't know how he got out of that, but he still ends up losing about 4 yards on the play.
Well, I
Dorsey
tell you,
is actually being pressured big time.
Well, Bethel is just sending people with no regard to whether you're going to run a screen or a draw or whatever, and there's just no place for Dorsey to go. He can't find the receiver because he doesn't have enough time, and when he runs, he's picking up some yardage he shouldn't pick up, but he still loses.
So now after that loss, it's 2nd down and 36. So the Warriors are moving, but they're moving in the wrong direction.
And I think they want to go
To the east.
east. They don't want to go west.
Dorsey's still in the shotgun. And this time he's going to run out of it. He's not going to get a lot there as he gets outside the 15 to about the 17, and that's it. Gain of maybe a yard.
Well, I tell you, when you start that far back in the backfield as he was, and he starts to run, and the Bruins are just keying on him because they know that he's either going to throw it or run it, but he hasn't handed it off to Shepard. In fact, I know is Shepard in there.
Yeah, they got Shepard lining up outside as a wideout.
He's a young man I'd be giving the ball to because
Early in
he's
the
got
game.
a chance to break something.
I mean, at the beginning of the fourth quarter, he had 44 yards rushing. He had that real long run, but he hasn't really run the ball since then. We're down to 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go. 3rd down and 35.
It was a fake on the draw play, and then Dorsey kept it again and just trying to pick up a few yards. They're just not even going to try to go downfield with it.
Gain of about 2, maybe 3 on the play. He's shy of the 20, so it's going to be 4th down and a bunch. Alejandro in to punt the ball for the Warriors.
He's going to hit that from about his 6-yard line.
Back deep is Levy Hatton, number 21. As the ball gets down to about the Kecoughtan 44.5-yard line where it is.
And, you know, the coach is up here yelling because the young man didn't catch the ball, but, you know, they got awesome field position, the Bruins do. So this is something you might want to take into consideration.
Well, that was one of the play. You know, that would have been a play where Hatton would have had to run after the ball to get to it.
Right.
So what's the likelihood of him being able to catch that ball cleanly and keep on running? You know, because that ball was at least 15 yards up from where he set up at. Either way, the Bruins will be starting off 1st down.
I think we need to tell the coaches they can't hear him if he yells loud. He got to open up the window.
1st and 10 for Bethel at the Warrior 45-yard line. Weaver in motion. Hand off to Moore up the middle. Got a nice gap there as he gets inside of the 40-yard line.
And guess who made the stop? Number 6, Deron Mayo. And he's still limping.
Looks like he gets about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4 for the Bruins as we are down to 5 minutes to go now in the second period.
Deron plays the outside linebacker. His brother Derek Mayo plays an inside linebacker. We'll see.
Coach is up here saying the guy out here's got bad wings. That guy with the bad wings has made the last 2 plays. There's a pitch to Mullins who keeps it on his own. A nice play in the backfield. He gets away from that one and gets back close to the original line of scrimmage.
That was Chad Hooker, number 31, that slowed him down and made him change directions. And here comes Deron Mayo limping off again.
Loss of about a half a yard on the play. And there's Mayo right there in the play too. So, ooh, did you see that late hit? Oh. Third down and a little bit more than 4. Bruins. Just inside of the 40-yard line for Kecoughtan. Mullen on a handoff to Moore, and he is pulled down in the backfield.
Hooker again.
He gets back to the 40, and that's it. He'll lose about a half a yard. That's going to bring up a 4th and 5 for the Bruins.
I believe that was Hooker again in on the stop, if I'm
31.
not mistaken. Yeah, 31.
Yep. So it was.
Well, the Bruins not going to punt, or are they going to? No, that doesn't look like they're going to punt. It does.
So they send out a receiver wide to the left and to the right. Then they are spread way out too.
They got to
draw that offside there.
Nice call. Nice call.
That picks up 5 yards, and I believe all they got to do is touch the line. And if you look at the sticks back here,
that's 5 yards.
5 yards ought to give them the first down.
That's lack of concentration by the Warriors that get so excited about wanting to get in there.
5-yard penalty, and it gives exactly enough to get a first down. So the Bruins pick up a first down off the penalty. 3:16 to go in the second period. No score here at Darlin Stadium between the Bethel Bruins and the Kecoughtan Warriors. Again, they spread out the receivers wide on both sides. Mullins under center. That's Moore up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles and gets met. I don't think he actually ever went down, did he?
Dakota Mathis, number 9, finally making the stop, but see, Mathis is playing clear back.
Let's see if he actually went down.
Strong safety, and you don't want your strong safeties making the tackles. Right here.
He stood him
Boom.
right up. Let's see, did he ever go down?
Yeah, he went, well, they blew the whistle, so I guess he was down.
Well, they got about a foot or so to go to get to that yard marker, and that'll bring up second down here. 2:20 to go now in the second period. Hand off again. No, this one is to Fulgham this time. He's just short of the first down. Looks like he's going to lose about a half a yard.
And that was number 32, Derek Mayo, the other Mayo, making the stop, playing from that inside backer.
Now, the last game we did with Bethel, Fulgham was the main runner.
Yeah.
Tonight, I believe that's his first carry of the night.
Well, Moore came in for Fulgham when he got hurt or something and did a real good job. But you're right. I think that's the first time Jeffrey has carried the ball tonight.
Oh, it's third again, short, less than a yard. And this one is Moore, and he gets the first down plus about 5 more.
And tripped up by Dorsey.
So just shy of the 20-yard line where there's a flag, and that's holding on Bethel.
Oh, big call, because that was the first down. So that'll move it from that point, though. It won't be 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Looked like it happened 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, so big penalty.
So it's going to end up being third down and about 8 now instead of a 1st and 10.
But Moore is running the ball much more tonight than we have seen him in the past. Barry Moore at 5'9", 175 senior. Who's that? Moore?
Going to pass again, being flushed out of the pocket. Almost intercepted by number 81, Peoples, as he made a dive and effort for it.
Well, that would not have been a bad interception had he come up with it, because now the Bruins have one more down. They would have gotten the ball. The Warriors would have gotten the ball on a 20-yard line, and they could have run out the clock.
That would have actually been good for Bethel's benefit if he happened to go out of bounds way back here on about the 2-yard line. So we're 4th down and 8. We got exactly 1 minute on the clock left in the first half as we are scoreless.
Scoreless first half. Kecoughtan came close. Had a illegal block.
There's a pitch to Moore in the backfield, and he's going to lose about 3 yards as Kecoughtan's defense again comes up big and stops the Warriors.
And at number 9, Dakota Mathis.
Watch
big
this
play.
hit. Watch this hit. Right there.
Oh, what a nice tackle by Mathis.
So the Warriors hold again, and now will take over first and 10 at their own 36-yard line as they are setting up now with 3 wideouts to the near side with a minute and 2 to go on the clock.
And they're stacked.
Pass out here short and overthrown to number 81, Earl Peoples.
Well, I don't know if you noticed that time, but as Terrence Dorsey ran to his right, he stopped to plant his foot to throw that ball, and his foot slipped. Watch this. And the ball just took off. Watch here. See how he slipped? As he got ready to throw, and that ball just sailed on him.
Second down at 10.
Same formation.
On deep for it. Oh, and Peoples falls down.
Well, they ran into each other. Incidental contact. I think Peoples turned back to look for the ball, as did the defender, who is number 14 for the Bruins, and that's Barry Moore. And they just stumbled over each other.
Well, it almost looked like the Kecoughtan player ran more like hit the back feet as they were going down the sideline. Incidental contact, I guess. There's a draw play up the middle that's going to get about 4 yards on the play to number 31, Hooker, on the play, and he gets to the 40.
Chad Hooker's been doing a good job on defense.
As
Plays
the
one of
Bruins
the inside backers. What are they playing? They got him at linebacker? At fullback?
did on that play. This time the Bethel Bruins call timeouts as they stop the clock with 30 seconds left in the first half. Maybe they can get a run back here.
Well, you not only run back, but you also have the opportunity to block a punt. So that's probably not a bad call. You can't take those timeouts.
Can't use them in the second half.
No, if you don't use them in the first half, they evaporate.
Each team still has one timeout remaining in the first half. We're at 30 seconds to go, no score. Alejandro now in to punt for the Warriors. Deep for Bethel's number 21. That's Levy Hatton. And we call him Levy because one of his buddies was up here earlier and says his name, they don't pronounce it Levi, they pronounce it Levy.
Well,
so
and
hope that's
he
correct.
moved up some, too. He's not as deep as he was. He moved up about 10 yards.
And this time he punts away from him and over his head by about 15 yards, and the ball gets a Kecoughtan bounce all the way down to, 17?
Yeah.
So that goes as a 43-yard punt.
Well, Philip Alejandro did a good job of getting a good foot on the ball that time. And you notice another thing that the Warriors did is they did not touch the ball to stop the clock. They just stood there and let the clock run down until the official blew the whistle.
Well, it went all the way down to 14 seconds where Bethel will take over now at their own 17-yard line. It goes as a 47-yard punt, did you say? That's right. 47 yards on the punt after he got it, probably about 15 yards on a bounce.
And we got wide outs all over the place.
They got 4 of them, 3 to the far side. And it is a keeper up the middle by Mullen. Didn't get very far, maybe 2 on the play, and that's about it.
And again, he stopped by number 31, and I believe that's Hooker.
No, that's
who's 31? No, yeah, it is.
It's Hooker.
That's Hooker.
Well, that's the end of the first half of play. Hard battle defensively as the Bethel Bruins and the Kecoughtan Warriors go in at the half, all tied up. No score here at Darling Stadium. Stay tuned for second half action. We'll be back shortly. back to Darling Stadium, where we have no score here between Bethel and Kecoughtan.
The score is 0-0.
0-0.
That's
It's been
no
a
score.
tight defensive battle tonight, as a couple of turnovers by Bethel has kept it pretty close.
Well, that's about it.
Halftime stats for tonight: Bethel 19 carries, 61 yards.
We got 18 for 57,
More.
and Shepard's got 47 of the 57.
And he had 44 in the first quarter. Leading rusher for Bethel is Moore. He has 39 yards. Passing, they are 5 of 9, 1 interception, no touchdowns, and they had 45 yards with Fulgram leading the way with 20 yards on the catches.
I've got one stat: 0 completes, 3 attempts, no yardage.
Total yards so far for the Bethel Bruins in the first half, 106.
Well, one more, and you would have twice as much. We got 57 over here.
And the Bruins had 7 first downs in the first half.
We had 3.
They fumbled the ball once and lost it.
We didn't fumble.
Well, and they had 4 penalties for 25 yards.
And we had 4 for 45, and here we go.
Opening
Oh!
kickoff, nice move to the outside.
Oh, good job.
I believe that was was it 42 or 43?
43
on the carry, Terry Gray, as he takes Bethel and puts them at the.
Terry Gray's just a junior. We got Holden.
Well, that takes care of that run back.
Well, what is the flag? It looks like it's
Flag
26.
Way
doesn't it?
back at the 26. Looks like he went out of bounds at the 36. So that's going to be a difference of what, maybe 20 yards after
yeah.
they walk it off?
That hurts. Third quarter brought to you by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen Zooms as a sponsor again this year. They support the student athletes in Hampton City schools. Zooms, a great community partner, and by Tonya Super Pet Center, located at Langley Square Shopping Center. Stop by the reptile department and see Big Ben, a 17-foot Burmese python. And I don't know what the difference is, but evidently must be something different.
Big.
And we'll talk about Subway in just a second after this play.
All right, Bruins take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line after the penalty. Mullins takes the snap. Is that Fulgram?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
his second carry of the night as he's back in there in the tailback spot.
Did a great job of avoiding a tackle behind the line of scrimmage and looked like he picked up a couple yards. Watch this, Mike. Watch this little skip step he does right here. Boop.
Now, that was good enough to pick up almost 4 yards on a
Yeah,
play.
that was just a nice move by Jeffrey that time.
Second down, long 6 for the Bruins, just shy of the 19-yard line.
We got the Warriors are trying to change their defense just a little, making a couple adjustments.
Little pass over the middle to number 11.
Oh, and is he
and that's
mad?
Joshua Jones as the ball goes right through his hand.
He is mad at himself. Second half also brought to you by one of the corporate sponsors, Subway, located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Order your favorite combination on freshly baked bread, either meat or vegetarian, from a 6-inch sub to the one that Killen likes, is a 6-footer. I think he's the one he likes. Killen's not here tonight, is he?
Is that why you said it?
Well,
Okay.
no, he's eating the sub. I mean, what? But anyway, if you bring your chicken stub to the Subway, they'll give you 10% off. And just ask for Heath Patel.
The Bruins taking an early time out here to try to talk things over.
Wait, maybe they want part of that sub that Killen's got. I don't know.
They may still be hungry. 11:09 to go here in the third period of play. Still no score.
And we will pick a player of the game from each one of these teams tonight, and that player will receive a shirt. It comes from Tidewater Team Sports. It's located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard, and that's in the Oyster Point section of Newport News. It's your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniform, and apparel. Call 594-0411. Talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And David Chubb's been involved in giving us a shirt to recognize the player of the game since we started it. And I don't even know how many years ago that we actually started that. And I do appreciate his support in letting us recognize the players of the game. All right, now Bethel has got some maybe a little bit of insight on what they want to do. Maybe they just took that young man over there and put a little stickum on his fingers or something. Oh, man.
Hey, what, he had some open. He definitely had a first down.
Oh, yeah, and he's mad at himself because what he did, in essence, probably is started to run before he caught the ball.
3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. There's a handoff to Fulgham up the middle.
Wow, wide
He's
open.
Got the first down as he picks up about 8 yards on the play.
That was just a slant over the left side, and we got a player that looks like is injured. I'm trying to see who that player is. Looks like it may be
11.
Yeah, it is. That is number 11, and that's Joshua Jones. Joshua Jones.
Oh, man, it missed the pass earlier.
Yeah, and Jones plays the tight end, so I don't know what happened. He probably run into a Warrior that wasn't real happy to see him. I don't know.
It hurt his arm.
It looks like it's his hand. And watch the block where he gets hurt. Well, I don't see it, Scotty, but it's there. It must be one back. But anyway,
First and
the
10.
Bruins got their what they wanted when they call a timeout. They know they've got an area there that they can exploit.
And off up the middle to Moore, gets the ball close to the 30.
And he stopped that time by Big 80, Jack Wampler. Jack Wampler is a young man who is, let's see what, he's a senior, 6'4", 210. I coached his dad way back at Buckrow Junior High School.
We have, looks like Moore is holding his leg.
And that is Moore, and you're right. I think he might have twisted his ankle the way they're holding that ankle, and he is not real happy about it, and you can tell he's in some pain. I don't know if we have that replay or not, but they've been running. He had the most yardage in the first half. Is that correct? Of your
Moore had 39 yards in the first half.
Yeah, I thought he was the kind of guy that they went to that first half.
Our guru over here says he now has 40.
Our guru? Oh, hey.
That was last week.
What did we have last week? What was special about last week?
30th birthday by Andre.
30
Miller.
what?
I thought it was 30.
I heard it was 31.
I thought
Well,
it may have been 41.
Well, actually, no. He started his 31st year. He's no longer 30. He's in his 31st year. Andre, you just got older.
Yeah, that's right. Like Scotty said, he's done started his 4th decade.
I love it. That's what
Mercy.
you get for. He just gets. He must pay these guys a little extra out of his paycheck to get all that publicity he got last week. I don't understand that.
Got a lot of it last week. That's right. Pay us to keep it going. All right.
No, I think to be
Second
quiet.
and 8.
Oh,
Pass
wide.
play.
Oh,
Again, this time was Weaver. He had a first down, and ball went through his hands. Now you got to give him a little bit there. The ball was overthrown,
it
but
was
he still
high. But look how high he goes up to get that ball. But I tell you
right off
what,
his hands.
Mr. Darius Mullins had a little mustard on that ball. He threw that with a lot of emphasis on it. So on that, but you know, when you go up that high, you get your hands on it. You got to come down with it because you're right, Mike. That was a first down.
3rd down and 8 at the 30.
We're
Drops
going to have
back again.
nice
Flushed
job.
out of the pocket. Nice pass and complete. This time, Weaver makes the catch all the way down
Right
to
on.
the 29-yard line.
Okay, now look at who was covered. Young Mr. Peoples was the defender on that.
41 yards on that play.
Peoples is only 5'9", and who caught the ball?
Weaver, 83.
63. 6'3".
63.
Yeah, 63. 6'3" as opposed to 5'9". That's why he ended up with the ball.
That's the reason why he ended up with the catch on the play.
He just went right up over the top of him, and that was it.
So the Bruins have something going now. 1st and 10 inside the 30-yard line of the Warriors.
When they got the ball the first time, they got it during the first half, they moved the ball right good.
Fulgham fighting the ball all the way inside the 25. It looks like he's going to pick up about 4. I believe they're going to set it down at the 25.
There was a host of Warriors over there making the tackle that time to stop, but I tell you, Jeffrey did a great job going off tackle that time, and then after he got hit, he picked up a couple, 3 more yards.
Well, I see Moore is still on the sidelines over there being attended to. Looks like they're retaping his ankle.
It was definitely an ankle problem.
2nd down and 6 for the Bruins at the 25-yard line of Kecoughtan.
You know, I have a feeling whoever scores,
that might be all it
that
takes.
may just one score might be all it takes.
And here is Mullins over the middle. Nice defensive play by number 81. That's Peoples, as he reached around and batted that ball down.
Hey, Bill Weaver thought he had that one. That was a great play by Peoples. Yeah, awesome.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 6 for the Bethel Bruins.
You gotta love this young man. Peoples come in as a substitute, stepped up. He was not a starter. He's just 5'9". He's a junior, only 155 pounds, but he's playing the position that Keith McBride has played all year, but with that high ankle sprain, he's not in there.
And off to Fulgham up the middle. He gets back to the line, and that's it.
Hey, number 31, Chad Hooker again.
And Hooker has been in almost every running play today.
It was either him or Duron Mayo.
And there it is.
There. He says, I'm not going to let you go. I'm going to pull you backwards.
Got back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down and 6 at the 25.
And
again, defenses have dominated in this game so far.
But both teams have moved the ball a little bit up and down the field, but then they either get a penalty or something, and here a good defense stops them and throws them into a 4th down. This is a big play for the Warriors because they need to keep the Bruins away from even chance at a field goal.
Hand off to Fulgham to the left side as he runs into the back of his own players
and ends up getting stopped by Hooker.
And
Hooker was there.
And he ends up losing about 3 or 4 yards. So now the Kecoughtan Warriors will take over 1st and 10 as they stop the Bruins again.
I tell you, I got to be impressed with the Bruins' passing attack. Looks to me like Mullins has got a good touch on the ball and is finding his open receivers, but then they get down close to where they can score, and you know, a big defense. Shepard come up with a good job.
Well, you have 3rd down and 7 and a 4th down and 7, and they try to run the ball both times instead of getting away from what was successful in earlier plays.
First time we've seen this formation tonight.
That was Shepard.
Single wing, just a direct snap to, and I guess that's your tailback plays in that position that you get your other blocking backs in there. But
Dorsey was standing right next to him, but they all kind of, it almost looks like they're sitting down.
Well, it's like once they get ball snap, it's like student body right that time. Everybody in the backfield was blocking for Shepard and picked up
7 yards.
Okay, 7 yards.
Referees call timeout. Now they wind it back up again.
Yeah, I got an announcement to tell you after this play.
2nd down and 3, and there's another direct snap back to Shepard.
He should never
He shouldn't have come backwards. He ends up losing about 5 yards on the play. He ran right straight into the defense, bounced off.
And then tried to go outside by going backwards first, and he didn't make it. Stay tuned for tonight's after the end of this game. We will have the Kecoughtan band will perform, and they will perform their entire halftime tributes that they did tonight, and it will be at the end of tonight's ball game. So stay tuned for that.
3rd down and 8 as the ball sits at the 30-yard line. Direct snap again back to Shepard, and he's going to gain about 2 yards on the play.
A stop first by 7. Jeffrey Fulgham was the first one that hit him, and right on the bottom of that pile was Jeffrey.
He gave him 3 yards on the carry, but he's well short. 4th down and 5.
But, you know, you can't give up as many yards as he did the play before. He picked up 7, so he had a 2nd and 3, and then they ended up with a 3rd and what? About 8?
3rd and 8, yeah.
So that really hurts.
Alejandro back to punt for Warriors.
He got a good punt last time.
Line drive taken at the 41 by number 21.
Whoa.
He has the breakaway. Look at him go down the sideline almost all the way as he's forced out of bounds.
That's number 21. That's the Hatton?
Yep.
What do you call it? It's not Levi. It's Levy?
The guy said they called him Levy. Levy Hatton.
Deep in the Warrior territory before he's pushed out of bounds. They'll mark it
Right there. Boy, I thought, well, the two of the Kecoughtan Warriors ran into each other, knocked them.
Well, he picks up 39 big ones on that one as he goes all the way down to the Warrior 14.
Well, I tell you,
1st and 10.
well,
What a
this
break.
is really going to put the pressure on this defense by the Warriors. Fumble.
Mullins fumbled the ball after he got the snap.
And he's recovered by number 65 by the Bruins. He was pulling 65, and that's
You have another Bethel
Brian
Bruin down.
Hobday,
Slow to get up.
a big 75, Brandon Pereira. Wow, that could have been a big, big turnover. And I don't know if you saw it, Mike. I don't know if we got it on replay or not, but they were going for the ball, and the ball skidded out right into 65's hand. Watch this as he drops the ball right here. And watch the ball come out right there.
We were just told that on that punt return, Bethel only had 10 players on the field.
Well, they didn't need him.
They didn't need that extra player. Look at that hole up the middle for Fulgham as he gets down near the 10-yard line. Looks like he's going to pick up, about 7 on the play.
Stopped by number 9 and number 44 for the Bruins, Warriors, and that's Mathis and Pittman.
Nice run of 7. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long 6 now for the Bruins. Ball resting at the 10-yard line. Again, the Bruins are threatening. Looks like they're close enough now to get a field goal this time.
I think so.
Mullen back to pass. Over the middle, in and out of the hands of number 89.
I think number 9 got his hand on it. Number 9, that's Dakota Mathis, and Mathis is stepping up.
Intended for Copley.
Watch him. I think he just gets a hand on it.
Nice defensive play, just enough to get him to break up the pass.
Got to get Andre. I know he's getting old and all, but he's got to get him where he can slow that down a little bit as the ball gets to the receiver.
This is number 88, Drew Paxton, out of the hold of number 1, Robert Preston. This will be what looks like a 27-yard field goal attempt for the Bruins.
Yes,
Like they're going to set it, at the 17?
What it looks like from here. Oh,
Ball was partially blocked as it was late getting there. As the Warriors pick the ball off in the air and run it all the way back outside the 30.
And is that Wampler?
That's number 80.
Oh, Mr. Wampler.
He picked the ball up out of the air as it was blocked.
Well, he's an end. He's an end. He ought to be able to catch that ball and
That's
run,
right. Well, here's a replay of it. Watch the ball. Nice
Straight
play
up in
by the
the air.
defense.
And look, he said, wait a minute, let's catch this ball and run.
You could see the coaches when the ball was blocked, they let it fall, take it at the 20. Well, in the meantime, he picks up about 25 yards on the carry, and they're going to have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 32.
Nice.
So defense comes through again.
God, and this game has been a game of defenses. The offenses do something, and they get down there and just can't get the ball or can't get a crucial 1st down.
Let's see, the Warriors look like they're going to go back to the way they played offense in the first half. Standard. Looks like they have 3 wideouts.
Well, they're in the shotgun formation. Out of that,
They're There's a little screen pass, almost intercepted, intended for Shepard. That was that close.
Shepard was not looking for the ball that time.
And then Robert Preston, number 1 for the Bruins, almost picked it off. He was in position.
Hey, they threw it to one number 1, and another number 1 had a better chance for it. Watch that. I don't think Shepard, see, he just turned to look after the ball was already there, but the reason that Dorsey, he had to throw the ball quick. He had a lot of pressure.
Kecoughtan's very fortunate on that play. 2nd down and 10 at the 32. Dorsey back to throw this time over the middle, in and out of the hands. Looks like number 33.
33 or 37.
Travis McBride, number 33.
Yep. That was 10, and we have yet, Brent, correct me if I'm wrong, but Kecoughtan has yet to have a completed pass, right? 0 for 5 the second half, and they were 0 for 3 in the first half, so they're 0 for 8. And who called the timeout?
Timeout was taken by the Kecoughtan Warriors with a 3rd and 10. 3:57 to go in the third quarter of play. Still no score.
But one thing that I've noticed that the Warriors do better, it seemed like, and obviously they're doing better running the ball than they are passing. They have yet to complete a pass, but you got to go with the guys that you've rode all the way here, and that's been Isaiah Shepard. He's the one that's got them here.
They've gone away
and
from
they
him.
really have. And I don't know if he's hurt or what it is, but he seems to be playing in there. But they have certain plays that he's got it, and then they'll say, okay, we're going to go to the shotgun, which we're not giving the ball to Shepard when we go to shotgun. So
Brent has given us an update. They are 0 for 3, 0 for 2 in the second half, so they're 0 for 5 in the game.
Oh, that was 0 for the whole thing.
Either way, they're 0 for. For a 3rd down and 10 as Dorsey gets hammered in the backfield. He's lucky to hold on to the ball, but he ends up losing about 5 on the play.
44-69. Tyler Blow and Jared Corbett said, hey.
All-out rush on that play, so a loss of about 4 or 5 on the play. 4th down and 15 as Alejandro will now come in to punt again for the Warriors.
Well, he might be better off if he punts it away from the guy this time, Mike.
Levy Hatton now back to receive this punt again. There it is, and looks like he's going to get a chance again at the 48. Gets away from a tackle, and there's a clip that's going to be called right in front of us here.
Right at just across the 50-yard line, but that's probably you will see more clips on run backs.
We ought to be able to see it on this one. End over end kick, nice slow motion. You can pick the ball up.
Andre says, "That's how fast I want to."
That's not the clip, by the way. The clip occurs over here, right there.
Oh, he's definitely in the back. That was it.
That was it.
Good camera work.
The flag is at the 50-yard line, so they'll back them up another, 10 or 15 yards? 15 yards should be. They're going to say illegal use of the hand, so they're not calling it a clip. That should be a 10-yard penalty.
That's exactly what it is.
Takes it back to just inside their own 40.
We give Andre a lot of credit for slowing it down and everything, but our camera people got to get the shot before he can do it, so we don't want to forget our camera people.
But that neat, though, you can see that ball end over end, slow motion in the air.
Well, see, that's how fast he wants to age, real slow, but it goes faster.
To Andre?
Yeah,
he just had a birthday.
Again?
That's right. Once you pass 30, it's Katie bar the door. It's over. It's downhill from there. Take it from experience, right?
Andre is downhill, buddy. I'll give you a coupon to get yourself a walker. Maybe we can get him a cane.
I was going to say a cane might work for now, but when he gets past that 4-0, then the walker comes in.
Oh, jeez. He gets a half a discount
already.
He's halfway there.
Subway gives him a half discount for the senior citizen. All right.
They give him a 10% discount. Of course,
First
you got to
and
have
10
a ticket.
for the Bruins. Fulgham on to carry out to the 45, a gain of 5 on the play. That's going to bring up a second down.
Dorsey, the quarterback, making a hit as Jeffrey went through the line of scrimmage.
Third down and 5.
And, you know, this is very unusual. You have your quarterback playing an outside linebacker, and that's very unusual. But good athletes, and Tommy Austin says, I'm going to get my good athletes on the field. And
Nice
you can
play
see
by Dorsey.
Did a good job. He fought off the block and made the tackle.
3rd and 5 from the 45. We got 1:50 left to go here in the third period of play. Still no score.
And this just a quarterback keeper. He's going.
Pass was out to intended for number 11, who was Jones. Defended quite well. The pass was off the mark.
Well, number 9, Mathis, Dakota Mathis, was the defender on the play that time.
Well, that'll bring up a 4th and 5, and I believe this will be Bethel's first punt of the night as number 88 comes in.
Well, every time they've had 4th down, they've gone for it.
Right.
And they've not been in a position where they've had to punt.
Paxton is the punter for Bethel.
It looks like we got, was that number 3?
Oh,
And
bad
4.
punt, straight up in the air.
Just get away from it.
Got a little bit of a Bethel bounce down to the 30 to the 29 where it is down. As the Kecoughtan Warriors will take over 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
You talk about a game that is whoever can score who's going to win this thing.
Kind of like an ebb and flow, you know. You get 3 or 4 downs, look really good, then all of a sudden you just.
Well, you shoot yourself in the foot, or the other team does a great job on a defensive play, and it puts you in the hole.
And it's gone both ways.
Yeah, right. Both teams have done it. I just would.
But we're back in that
I think we
single wing.
Yeah, I think we ought to applaud if Kecoughtan completes a pass.
Dorsey on a pass, and it is underthrown and off to the side. Looks like the intended receiver was Ryan Suedo, number 12. Incomplete.
He was the intended receiver. Well,
The ball landed, maybe about 7 or 8 yards away from him.
Hey, Dorsey was running for his life.
He was.
He couldn't get any mustard on that ball at all.
2nd down and 10 at the 29. 1:22 to go in the third quarter. No score here at Darling Stadium between the Bethel Bruins and the Kecoughtan Warriors.
Well, and you know what I had talked about before, that about not getting the ball to Shepard. Again, I don't understand that Shepard not getting the ball, but I'm not coaching this team.
Kecoughtan player was actually leaning forward, and it didn't get called. It don't matter, though, for Bethel because the play went for negative yards.
Yeah, if you're Bethel, you say, great, don't call it.
No, I mean, a replay would show, and I think it was number 31 that was moving. I mean,
he was leaning forward. I don't know if we got it on replay or not, but it definitely was leaning forward.
I thought if he hadn't had his hand under him, he'd have fell over. I mean, that's how far he was leaning. So, 3rd down and 11 as he loses, or 3rd down and 12 as he loses 2 on the play. And they better get going here, or they're going to end up with a 5-yard delay penalty. They have 4 wideouts, and now the Kecoughtan Warriors will call a timeout as Tommy knew they were having problems getting that one set up.
And Jack Wampler come over to like, where am I supposed to line up? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And that was a good shot. There's a good shot of Nathaniel. Don't rain on my head, Braxton.
There you go.
As one of our illustrious camera people. And if we go swing all the way over to the left side, keep going. Can't quite see Susan. There she's up there in that corner over there behind that little fence-like thing. Susan Bowers. They got her pinned in. Oh, you're pointing at there?
Down here on the track.
Oh.
Looks like
Mr. Baton at the end of this quarter, looks like he's going to have the Kecoughtan cheerleaders. You know,
he's good at gathering those cheerleaders up.
That's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to.
We're down to 30 seconds. Here we go. 3rd down and 12 for the Warriors. In the shotgun. They have two wideouts. Dropping back to pass.
Oh,
A
got a
screen over the
screen right
middle
in the
to
middle.
Shepard. He gets hit, gets away. He's got, this looks like it might be that score, although Fulgham runs him down and he's tackled at about the 23-yard line. Big play for the
Somebody
Warriors.
did not tackle. I mean, I thought he was not going to get any yardage. Went from the 25. Watch the nice screen.
Nice
right
screen,
here.
but what a
right
missed
here.
tackle right there.
And then he kept his balance. Not a nice block there.
Well, we talked earlier about Shepard getting his hands on the ball and making some plays. Well, there's one of them.
But he's the kind of guy that's going to make things happen.
First and 10, deep in Bethel territory, down at about the 23-yard line.
Brent, did we have a completed pass?
That's Kecoughtan's first completed pass of the night, by the way.
Brent is jumping up and down.
There's a handoff.
That's number 22 for the Warriors. That's
and that
George.
is
Elvon George, isn't it?
Elvon George.
Not Elvis. Elvon, right? And that looks like it's the end of the third quarter of play. And are we ready, Scotty? All right, let's go down the field where ESPN Baton's got the Kecoughtan cheerleaders.
You're watching the Kecoughtan Warriors on WHCS TV 46.
Well, you know, Baton that's a tough job, isn't it?
He's been out for a while because of his back bothering him.
Well,
and he comes back. He comes back last week, and right off the bat he has that, and he comes back tonight, and right off the bat he has that.
That'll tell you right there, nobody else can do it. Nobody else can do that but Baton. Baton's got that little extra something, and I'm not sure what it is.
Charisma.
And I'm not sure. Charisma?
Oh.
Extra $2.
He had the extra. He had the extra $2.
He's promised every one of those cheerleaders 10% off a sub at the Subway. There
Probably
you go.
get that for him.
And I'll tell you about our fourth quarter corporate sponsors as we're getting ready here. Fourth quarter brought to you in part by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located in Hampton Center Parkway, North Armstead Avenue. For information, give them a call at 827-4670, where Nancy Staten is the manager.
Second down and 2 at the 15 for the Warriors. This is their first. This is the deepest drive of the game for them. He fumbled the ball and looked like he did get the ball back.
How many times have we seen this thing happen tonight?
Yeah, get the gun out, just shoot himself in the foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Second half brought to you also in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor with William E. Wood. Eric is a Hampton City School alumni from Hampton High School, past state champion in wrestling. Eric will help you sell your home or find a new one. Give him a call at 881-2004. That's Eric Thompson.
You had a second down and 2. Now you have a third down and 8 after losing 6 on the fumble. There's a handoff up the middle. That is to number 22, George, as he gets a couple of yards to about the 20.
Well, right now, if you're Kecoughtan, I would move the ball to the center of the field and give Alejandro a chance.
Well, that would have been the play to do it because it's now fourth down as Alejandro now goes into game to attempt a field goal.
Well, you got to do it. I mean, this is as close as they've been all game.
And this looks like it will probably be a 37-yard attempt, maybe a 38-yard.
That's only about 3 yards closer than the last one he attempted.
There's the snap. The kick is going to be well short.
Yep.
As it lands, doesn't even get through the end zone. So, again, Kecoughtan kind of shoots himself in the foot with a 2nd 2 at the 15, and they end up getting nothing.
And I don't know if your hands are so cold you don't feel the ball or what happened. Fourth quarter brought to you also by our corporate sponsor, Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zoom supports the student athletes in the city of Hampton. And our new corporate sponsor, Tanya Super Pet Center, located at Langley Square Shopping Center, provided Hampton Roads with the highest quality pet and pet products for over 11 years. They're located at 49 West Mercury Boulevard. And by Subway, and we'll talk about Subway in just a minute.
Bethel Bruins have a 1st and 10 That was a pitch out. That was a fumble. Did he get it back?
Yeah, he got it back, but that was.
Oh, that was a late pitch.
If you're the coach over there, Tracy Parker's probably starting to turn gray-headed. The Subway is located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. They have subs, wraps, cookies, salads, and more. The bread is always freshly baked. Stop in, say hello to Heath Patel, show him your stub, and you get 10% off.
Replay of that last play. Watch him pitch it right at the last minute.
Oh, man.
Well, he did catch the pitch.
Yeah, but I don't know how.
He sure got nailed as soon as he got it, though. So they lost 2 on the play. Second down at 12 for the Bruins. There's a shuffle pass. Which was complete, but I believe he ends up losing about a yard.
And there he was stopped by none other than number 31, Chad Hooker.
Also 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 14 now for the Bruins.
Talk about a little bit about Tanya Super Pet Center. They have 17,000 square feet, the largest pet center on the peninsula. Their aquatic department features over 22,000 gallons of fresh and saltwater fish. And they have professional on-site pet grooming by Jamie.
3rd down and 14 for the Bruins. A pass outside here. Oh, and it was, I tell you, what a defensive play there made by number 9.
And that's who is that? That's Mathis, Dakota Mathis.
And the play was intended for Weaver, and it went, it hit him right in the hands. But the defense got him.
Replay. Slow it down just a hair. Look at this. Boom.
He hadn't caught it at the time anyhow.
No. Well, listen, he wasn't going to catch it because as soon as it got to his hand, Mathis hit him, and that brings up a punt.
The Bruins have to punt deep in their own territory.
The last punt went pretty high, if I remember.
Oh, he fumbled the ball in the end zone. Talk about a mistake that's going to cost him.
Well, he got the punt off.
It?
Yes, he did.
Well, and
it goes down to the 25-yard line.
What a play. I thought he was kicking the ball out of bounds over the side over there.
He just turned sideways as we look. Some of the people in the concession, tell them to send some sandwiches up here, Scotty.
So
watch this replay, Mike. Watch this. Look at. Well, he gets the ball, runs, and just gets a foot on it.
Well, I was sitting here watching the ball, and it goes forward, and I thought the ball was heading towards the sideline.
I don't know how he got it to go the right direction, but he did.
Now, either way, it was a short punt, but it saved a safety.
It was either going to be a safety or a touchdown.
So now the Kecoughtan Warriors will take over again in excellent field position. 1st and 10 at the Bruin 24. 8:50 to go in the 4th quarter. Still no score here at Darling Stadium.
Well, let's see if the Warriors can do something without shooting themselves in the foot.
Dorsey in the shotgun, drops back, and he's going deep to a wide open number 81. Peoples right off the fingertips.
Gotta get that ball. What a nice touch on the ball that time, and that was a well-thrown pass.
That was the only place he could have thrown it to.
Nice touch on it. He has a chance to step up right off his fingertips. Oh! Right there, he says, gosh, if I had only been 1 inch taller, I could have got that. What do we got?
Mullen, he was 5 of 9 in the first half. He's 1 of 7 here in the second half, passing.
Bethel. Well, that's what hurt him because I thought he threw the ball well the first half.
2nd down and 10 at the 24-yard line. Is a draw play up the middle to number 22. That's George. Is there a flag down?
Yeah.
There is.
There's a flag down and something else. The first time they run the ball, which I thought they should have been doing all along as we watched from the ground level camera. Good job.
Might be a chop block. Let's see what they call. Nope, illegal use of the hands, but it's going against Kecoughtan, and again,
they're going in the wrong direction.
Bang.
And this kind of puts them in a position, Mike, where you got to think you might have to pass because they're going to have to get that ball down inside the 20.
They've got to get it down to the 14.
For him to have a chance to make it because he's not making it from from when he's kicking it from the what is it, the 27, which would be a 37, was the shortest of the ones. He's got to get it inside the 20. We have second and a long way to go.
Like about 18.
Well, let's see if we do screen pass again. No.
Pass out here to Peoples is complete at the 27-yard line, where he is brought down.
Picked up what? Maybe 5?
Brought down by number 20. That's Lonell Parker.
Oh, he's still got a long way to go.
Yep.
But you got to go 4 downs.
3rd and 12 now for the
Warriors have just have not been able to. Once they get inside or close to the red zone, they just have not been able to do anything. And
it's been their own mistakes, though.
And it's been Bruins been that way too.
Gets away from the tackle as this time he's looks like he gets inside the 25 to about the 24. And the question is are they going to attempt a field goal from here on a 4th and 10?
Well, let's see. That would put them at about the. Oh no, that'd be.
I believe timeout is now being called by the Warriors.
Yeah, they'd have to kick the ball from about the 36, so they're making about a 46-yarder. I just know. Excuse me. There's no way that Tommy Austin is going to do that.
Yeah, that would end up being what, about a 41 from there.
Well, yeah. Well, if you're kicking it from the 37,
it'd be kicking it from the 31.
31.
Yeah, so it'd be about a 41-yarder from there.
And watch the replay. He did a good job of avoiding the initial rush, but then he just ran right into the rest of the Bruins. They stayed home. Nobody was open. And, even if somebody's open, if you don't have time to find him, you're running for your life out there.
Well, it looks like they're going to attempt to go for a field goal here because that's number 5, Bethea, the holder, and he's going to set up as, they're sending out Alejandro.
Well, and
they're back about 8 yards.
Hey, maybe they're going to try to draw him offside. Maybe it's a fake.
You can see Tommy Austin down there. He's looking this way. He's not even watching. There's the snap and the kick. It's got distance this time, and it is good.
Whoa! Alejandro!
42 yards. And I tell you what, after he missed the last field goal, Tommy Austin was all over him for not putting a foot into it. This time he did it.
Well, I don't know what he did, but he talking to him, and before he went out, said whatever it was, he inspired Alejandro to get that ball. Just did get over the crossbars. You can see it on the replay there. Nice job.
Well, there's the 3 points that we were looking for, or the point that we were looking for. We're down to 7 minutes to go in the game as the Kecoughtan Warriors have finally taken the lead 3-0.
41-yard field goal.
And the previous 2 field goals that he attempted were well short. Alejandro now for the Warriors setting up to kick off. Deep in the middle back there is number 21 who is.
Hey, I wouldn't have bet any money on that one.
Takes the ball at the 20. Carried the ball outside, a little bit extra there. Kind of got away with that as the ball was taken out of bounds by number 43. That was Terry Gray on the return.
And, that could have been a penalty that time, but it was. I don't think that it was.
It didn't look malicious or anything.
It wasn't malicious. He just falling down and just kind of drug him down. If he'd have slung him down, I think it would have been a penalty.
Well, Alejandro gets the field goal and the needed points for somebody to finally take a lead in this game.
You say we got some points on the board?
So the Bruins take over now, and they're going to have to go down and score. They can't wait for it to end now. As in a tie, they're going to have to get down and get some points now. They have 4 wideouts. Mullen is in the shotgun. And he takes a draw up the middle. That was designed play all the way.
But he's run about 10 yards, Mike, and picked up what?
4.
4. He is so deep.
But that's what he's done. What the offense have done is spread the field out and left the middle open for him to be able to make that run.
But,
a 4-yard gain.
It looks like he should get more yardage, and that's what I'm saying. Because right there, that looks like so.
I think on that particular play, if he had cut to the right or to the left, he would have got a lot more yards.
I think
you're right. He made a move in towards the blockers. Hand off to Fulgham. Got a big hole up the middle as he's all the way out to the 46-yard line. Nice run.
That was almost like a draw play. Watch this to say, almost like a delayed handoff.
14 yards on the carry and a first down for Bethel. Ball sits at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bruins. 6:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Trailing the Kecoughtan Warriors 3-0.
Got to start thinking about our players of the game. There's a lot of them that have done well tonight.
Getting a shotgun, almost snapped over his head. He gets the ball and just takes off running. Ends up picking up about 11 or 12 on a play. That's good for another first down for the Bruins. Ball was snapped over his head. He got his hand up there. Oh.
What a great job of concentration.
Gets 11 on the play. 1st and 10 as the ball now rests at the Warrior 43-yard line. We're down to 5 minutes and 35 seconds on a running clock in the fourth quarter. 3-0 Kecoughtan. Three wide outs to the near and one to the far side over there.
Get your opinion on that.
Keeper by Mullins picks up about a yard, and that's it.
Wampler making a stop on the tackle, a stop on the play that time, and was assisted by a couple other ones. Watch the replay here, and again the ball is highly snapped. 44 in on the stop along. Also, that's Pittman for the Warriors. Yeah, I thought of that, but that was just and this guy has really done well tonight.
I agree.
So, yeah,
that's a good job.
He was definitely one I was thinking about. So we got a few people that we can talk about the player of the game.
Oh no. Man, Mullen on a keeper from the get-go, and he ends up losing. Looks like 8 yards on the play as he's tackled all the way back to midfield.
Again, 44 Pittman in on the stop.
And the Warriors' defense is coming up big.
Watch this. I think this just was not a good call. I really think that they could have done something. Then they have a lot of luck going up the middle. Going wide, that's a play just took too long.
Well, the Warriors' defense, they're setting up to protect the outside run, and they've done that the entire game. 3rd down, and looks like 17 now for.
Bruins are going to have to put the ball in the air.
And there he goes, deep down the right sideline. Oh, did he catch it in bounds? And he did.
What a catch.
Was that Weaver? That was Weaver,
83.
but we got a holding penalty being called back here.
Oh, man. What a beautiful catch. Watch this. Watch this catch. Oh, look at this. Concentration.
Their defense was definitely there.
And he concentrated enough to bring the ball in, and then it's coming back on a holding penalty from the point of the foul, Mike, because that's 10 yards back.
That'll be
about a 13-yarder,
3 yards back beyond the line of scrimmage. Matt Goulart on the defense. He couldn't have been in any better shape than he was. He was right there. It was a great catch by Weaver, but unfortunately a holding penalty is going to pull it all back.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Weaver did an awesome job of concentrating because the ball bounced up in the air. He was falling down, and he still brought it in, made the catch. He did what he had to do. What a big
so now
penalty.
It's 3rd and 30.
3rd and forever.
3rd and 30 now for the Bruins. And they don't have a whole lot of luxury here. I mean, they had 2 timeouts left. We're down to 3:20 to go as the clock is running.
What's more important is how many downs they've got left. That's what.
Here's a pass out here to Weaver. Out of his hands, incomplete.
And that's because he was stopped by Peoples, and Peoples is kind of hobbling, but he's running it off. Looked like he might have twisted his ankle a little bit. Just trying to get part of the yardage back.
Ball kind of floated to him.
Yeah. That was one that should have, if it had been more on a rope. Now
the Bruins are going to have to go 4th down and 30 with 3:09 to go.
Hey, and you let them get the, don't make any penalties. Let them get the short pass and then tackle.
Well, I personally think they ought to be punting here. They still have 2 timeouts to go. I mean, it'd be all right if it was like 10 yards, but not 30. Mullins being chased out here. Pass is short. It's completed back almost to the original line of scrimmage, but not enough. And it was Fulgham receives the ball and is down at the Warrior 44-yard line where Kecoughtan will now take over. That was almost as good as a punt.
Hey, Brett, we got something for you.
It was actually a 20-yard gain.
Well, yeah, and that's what they wanted to do on 3rd down.
Yeah.
And that would have been a makeable 4th down situation.
So
I don't think Brent saw that.
There is 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in the game. Kecoughtan takes over 1st and 10 at their.
Players of the game could have been Fulgham, Moore, Blow, Bolden, Mullins, Jones for the Bruins. For the Warriors, Hooker, Mayo, both Mayo, Shepard, Dorsey, Blow, Ash, Mathis, People, Wampler. A lot of players that could have been players of the game tonight.
Dorsey on a keeper up the middle. Looks like he bowls his way for about a 3-yard gain.
Well, if I'm
Bethel takes a timeout.
Yeah, if I'm Bethel, I got to take a timeout. And it looks like to me that Tommy Austin is just hoping to just kind of run the clock out. Well, you still got 2:40 to go, 2:47. That's a lot of time. You can't run the clock out. And if you don't pick up at least 1 first down, Mike, you got to punt the ball.
Yep.
And when you punt the ball, bad things can happen. Can be a run back, can be a block.
What's the call here?
This is a timeout for the Bruins. This is their
He got a penalty against Bethel here.
Oh, what happened? Oh, sideline warning. That's a 5-yarder.
That's not a warning. They actually gave him the penalty this time.
I think they warned him already.
I didn't know that they had done that. Either way, that's 5 yards, and that's going to help.
Well, see, we would have known if we had the referee was Mike. But see, now you got is it 1st or 2nd? It's back to 1st.
Can't be 1st because they had a run of 3 yards. If that's a dead ball penalty, it should be a 2nd down.
Well,
they got 2nd down now after that.
They got on the sideline marker. They've got 1st down. But it looks like, I don't know if he's changing it or not. It looks like he must be changing it. And is that their final timeout, Mike? Yeah, we're ready to do that, Scotty. Okay.
Well, I thought they had called timeout after that last run, didn't they? I mean, they.
Well, maybe that was a good shot of Lester Sapp. Yeah, I see you, Lester. Here's our players of the game. For the Kecoughtan Warriors, Dakota Mathis from that strong safety position just had a great game defensive, and like I said, a lot of other people could have. And Darius Mullins had a great first half throwing the ball, had some passes dropped the second half, but I don't know how many yards he had running the ball, but he was also very
There was an awful
integral.
lot of times that he was being chased out of that pocket big time.
But yeah, his yardage he picked up will not show up much because of the many times as he was dropped for
2nd down and 3 for the Warriors.
A penalty. So whoa!
Uh-oh! Well, who's got it? So Bethel ends up with the ball. That looks like number 1 for the Bruins, Preston. picks up the ball after it was fumbled.
Boy, is Coach mad. That looked like to me that the player just took his eyes off the ball.
Well, I see what happened. Dorsey stuck his hand out there as Shepard was getting ready to catch the ball, and he deflected the ball.
Oh, wow. What a break for the Bruins.
Oh, if you show it again, I think if you show it again, you'll see it. Watch this replay. Watch the ball being deflected by number 2, Dorsey. See it?
Yep, sure did.
That's what cost them. The Bruins are in good field position here as there's a pitch out to Morris. First time we've seen him since the first half. As he was out of the game early with a ankle injury. He's back in. We're down to 2:25 to go as the clock runs.
And Bruins still have one timeout.
Second down and 4 now from the 22-yard line.
When you said earlier that you thought they took a timeout, that may have been the penalty. That's why
it had to have been.
we thought it was a.
I noted I could see the coach over there asking the referee for a timeout, and the referee, waved his hands, but he waved his hands, I guess, and threw the flag. I don't know.
Well, as you wave the hands, if your flag's in your hand, it can go flying.
Second down and 4. Mullen on a keeper up the middle. He gets close to a first down.
Yeah, it
depends on the mark.
Again, right foot, left foot.
I would have thought that would have been close enough to check for the measurement. They haven't even stopped the clock at this point.
Now they're going to stop
Now
and look at
Turlington
it.
goes in there and stops the clock and says, let's look at it. But in the meantime, about 15 seconds goes off the clock.
You hear the coaches down they're not a happy campers down there.
Referee crew has to take charge here.
Well, let's see what we got.
We're going to either be 1st and 10 or 3rd and short.
It may be just
1st and
maybe
10.
about an inch.
From the 18-yard line, the Bruins 1st and 10. We have 1:35 to go. Bethel still has one timeout. They are close enough for a field goal at this point. We looking at overtime here?
It could very well be. Bruins want to get it in the end zone. They don't want to have to go to overtime.
They have 4 wideouts, 3 to the near side as they got the field wide split pretty much. Handoff up the middle. He ends up losing about a yard.
Wampler was one of the tacklers along with number 31, Hooker.
Handoff was to Campbell, number 4, up the middle. He didn't get very far.
Well, that was a good job by Wampler avoiding the blocker, fighting off the blocker, and then him and Hooker making the stop.
In the meantime, the Bruins are letting the clock run down, and now it's down to a minute to go, and as the clock continues to run, second down at just over 10. Back to passes. Mullins on a slant that is well defended. That was intended, I believe, for number 80. That was Hasheen Barnes.
And guess who deflected it?
For 9.
Dakota Mathis. Right
Watch
here,
this.
watch him.
Boom, right off his head. That's what you call using your head.
No, he was going for the hit instead of the ball.
The ball went off his head.
Well, we got 4th down.
3rd down at 10.
Down.
49 seconds to go. Mullins again in the shotgun. Again to pass, this time deep to the right corner. Well defense by the Kecoughtan Warriors.
That was number 4 for the Warriors back there. That's Matt Goulart. Now,
Goulart's made 2 good plays
let
tonight.
me tell you about Matt Goulart. He broke his leg in the Nasman River game and came back 4 games later. Now, is that tough or what?
So the Bruins have a 4th down now at 10 from the 18-yard line.
Looks like to me they're going for the field goal.
Go for the field goal here, and it looks like they're going to set it up at the 26.
Is that Paxton?
That should be number 88,
Yep.
Paxton. Is 36 yards away for an attempted tying field goal by the Bruins. Ooh. Kecoughtan moved. It looks like they went over the line, but I'm not sure if they weren't drawn. Did you see a Bethel player move?
I didn't see anybody move. I saw a Kecoughtan player move. I didn't see anybody else move.
I thought that I saw a yellow jersey move, but maybe not.
Nope.
Offside on Kecoughtan. That pulls them 5 yards closer.
Oh, man. And
31 yard now.
Hey, you're talking.
See a replay, I bet you we see somebody in yellow move. I thought I did.
Well, let's not worry about that.
Don't worry about it at this point. Looks like they're going to put the ball down.
They put him right at the 20-yard line. It's going to be a 30-yarder.
I think he's about a yard too close, to be honest with you.
Well, it can be blocked.
Bethel's attempted to call timeout, and they finally got it. It looked like the coaches were going to go on the field until they gave them the timeout, because you could see Tracy Parker and 2 of his assistants walking on the field hollering, doing, giving the T signal.
Oh, Tracy was calling timeout?
Yes.
Oh, I thought maybe the Warriors would.
The Warriors don't have any timeouts left.
You know we're not going to get a call. Don't jump offside.
You're right.
You're probably going to go for it.
Nobody has any timeouts left now.
Well, that's it. 43 seconds to go. No timeouts left. The Bethel Bruins will be attempting a 30-yard field goal to try to tie this game.
And if they tie it, we go to overtime. And you're going to explain overtime? We'll both.
We'll worry about it once it gets there.
We'll both worry about it.
We haven't had one. I don't think we had any last year, did we?
I don't know. I can't remember the last timeout we had. I think it was Tim and I and that's been years ago when Tim and I did one. I'm talking. I don't know. I can't remember the last timeout we had. I mean, about 2 years ago. Okay. See, JR's buddy, or his son, Tim. He knows all.
Is that JR's son?
Yeah, he's got half a cow.
Half the cow.
Half a cow. Scott,
All right, here we go.
Scotty's got the other half.
What are they doing here? They've taken the field goal.
They're going for it. They figure they go for 5 yards. They can get 5 yards.
Mullins back to throw. In the end zone, off the hands of number 4, Brandon Campbell, and the Warriors hold.
Wow, I can't believe that they didn't kick the field goal.
Well, I've sat here and watched number 88, Drew Paxton, warm up, and the guy was kicking the ball from 40 yards out. And they didn't even give the young man a chance.
Kecoughtan has dodged some bullets tonight. They really have dodged some bullets.
And alive. 39 seconds to go in the game.
You think they'll take a knee? Do you think it'll be a direct snap?
All they got to do is take it twice. Here's the replay.
Do you think it's going to be a direct snap, or is it going to go to a quarterback?
Right off his hands. It was that close, but that close don't count. Flags down on the play. Like Kecoughtan almost set up in a punt formation. Back number 9, Mathis is playing. He's back there playing safety.
He back there in case that ball slips out. He's going to down it.
Well, the Warriors look like they're going to get called for a penalty here of 5 yards. Nothing went off. Well, no time went off the clock.
Well, it shouldn't go off the clock. The ball was never snapped. I don't think.
So the snap to Dorsey as he kneels down on 1st and 15. They'll have to run it. Well, they won't have to run it. Well, let's see. If they get it down to 25, that's it. They don't have to run another clock.
Oh, run another
play. They don't they're down under 20 seconds as the Kecoughtan Warriors. Looks like they're going to go ahead and run a play anyhow.
Congratulations to Darius Mullins and.
No, they didn't run it.
Oh, they didn't?
No, they lined up. No, wait a minute. Who's calling timeout here?
And Mathis for. They don't have. Nobody's got a timeout.
Well, the referee over here called timeout. Stopped the clock with 2 seconds to go. Now he runs it, and it runs out. So the final score: the Kecoughtan Warriors come out in front by a score of 3-0.
But a tough loss for the Bruins.
Still don't understand why they didn't kick the field goal, at least attempt to it.
I have to agree with you. I think that was that'll go down as a
big question mark.
Big question mark, because like you say, young man was kicking them from 40 yards out.
Tonight's game has been sponsored by Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway, located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs, salads, and wraps. Tanya's Super Pet Center, where pets are not just animals, at 49 West Mercury Boulevard, and in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell your house, 881-2004, and by Parkline Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the manager. Mike Hauser, along with Bob Hintz and Brett Musgrove. Final score, the Kecoughtan Warriors defeat the Bethel Bruins by a score of 3-0 here at Darlington Stadium. Good night, everybody.